Hi. Sorry, I'm typing. Okay. Hello. I'm not going to stay on long because it's Friday and I have to hit the clubs. Gotta get out and party tonight. I'm being funny. I have 4 kids. One who is sleeping, one who is drastically fighting sleep, one who willingly went to sleep, and one who is begging for Halloween. Can you guess who's who? Who do you think's asleep? Okay, I'm doing a game here. Who do you think is asleep of all my children? Hi, Sandy. I love me on YouTube too. Okay, so yes, Cooper is asleep. Okay, who do you think willingly went to sleep? Is willingly laying in bed. So Cooper's asleep. Yep. I have one that is laying in bed willingly. He was like, "Night, mom. I'm gonna go to bed." Sawyer, correct. One who is fighting sleep like it is pure torture and here to destroy this person. Her name is Winter. She is an angel. And Harbor, every time I go in the bedroom, he's like, "I'll be Spider-Man. I want to be the guy from Troll Hunters." And I'm like, I'm like, go to sleep. Go to sleep. I have always said that I am Mary Poppins. I really truly am. If you know me, I am Mary Poppins until 8:30. And at 8:30, Mary Poppins leaves. And who is the woman from Annie? Is it Mrs. Hanahan? What is her name? Miss Haran. I don't know what her name is, but that is like who I am right now. Like I wish that I could like smoke a cig and have a dirty martini and just like scream, "Go to sleep!" But I can't. I actually feel like I was like top level of parenting tonight. I played hide and seek with Winnie for an hour. Okay, let me just tell you something really cute. Well, first, let me just say my house is falling apart around me, and so I pretty much have to wash every piece of bedding in my house because it's a story for another day. And so I'm trying to just get my bearings and like I've been traveling a lot. I just want to clean and whatever. But when that happens, your kids will play by themselves for a while and then eventually they're on pads or screens and it's like, okay, that's it. We're playing hide and seek. I'm like, we're playing hide and seek. And so Cooper was in my bed. He was in my bed watching TV, just like sitting in there. And so I'm like, I'm first. And I count to 30. And then I'm like, ready or not, here I come. And I go upstairs and Winnie's like on the top of the stairs, like laughing. She's like, you found me. And I was like, I did find you, sweet angel. So then she's like, let's find Harbor. And so we walk in my room and Cooper looks at me and he's like, he told me where Harbor was hiding. Now, I want you to understand, and I'm very honest about this. For the first 8 years of Cooper's life, he just like fully lived in his own world. He was happy there. He did not engage. What's happening on there? Weird. He like just did not engage with us at all. He just didn't play games. He totally told me where Harbor was hiding. He was like, Harbor was under the bed. And I burst out laughing. And I was like, oh, you little shish kebab. You were awesome. I was thinking of that scene in Dennis the Menace where they're playing hide and seek in the front yard. And that kid like tells Dennis where everyone's hiding. Does you know what I'm talking about? Am I dating myself in that? It's a great movie. Like Mr. Wilson. And like he's that cute little kid and he like tells them where he's hiding. So the next 3 times, Harbor hid in the same place. And so finally on the 4th time, and I was like, Harbor, I was like, you should hide somewhere else. And he's like, why? I like my spot. I was like, because I know where you are. And I had an epic spot, like an epic spot. I went and sat in my laundry pile and put a blanket over my head that smelled like urine. And I stayed in character and hid, and no one found me. And I was like, schooled. But we played for a full hour, and it was also, one other cute thing. I know my life is boring. I have a boring life. Harbor and I hid under this table, and then another time we hid behind the bar in the other room, and the dog, like, stood and, like, stared at us, like, the whole time, and Winnie's like, "Where are you guys?" And the dog is, like, nose to nose with me, like, waving his tail. And I was like, "I don't know." It's very cute. It was cute. It's been a long day, with a lot of whining. I don't know. So, can I tell you that I have 3 boys, and my boys never whined. Not really. Like, Cooper had a lot of challenges communicating, so he would, I guess, like, maybe be a version of whining, but my 11-year-old and my 5-year-old never whined. My daughter whines. And it's about, like, things that are just not worth whining over. Like, I picked her up and put her in her bed tonight, and she whined for she stuck with it. Like, she invested in it, and she was gonna finish it. She probably whined for 10 minutes because I didn't let her get in her bed. Whining, I feel like I can handle Harbor cutting everything with scissors and gluing things. I can handle Cooper hiding all my stuff in my house. I can handle Sawyer screaming at Fortnite at the computer. Whining. That's it. Dead. Like, so if anyone has any tips, like, I'm trying to, like, do the tips and be like, I hear you, but it's hard for me to understand you when you're saying it like that. And she's just like, ugh. I didn't know this girl mom life stuff. I didn't know. I'm used to, here's another one. This is a true story. I just went up to their room and Winnie was laying on the floor waiting for me to put her pull-up on, and she's crying and whining. And I was like, why are you crying? Like, I'm tired. Like, why are you crying? She's like, Harbor called me a butthole. And I'm sorry. I burst out laughing. And Harper's like, I didn't call you a butthole. I said you should say butthole. And she's like, that's worse. And I was like, why are you crying over this? Like, this is not crying. I mean, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. She wants milk and water before bed. I need both. My puppy needs a bottle. Like, it was like, seriously, like 25 minutes. And I was like, girlfriend, you have broken me into 1,000 pieces. So that was a very long segue. I will tell you, to get to the point of my video, there have been a lot of years, I would say, for the first 8 years of Cooper's life, and maybe even longer than that, I really wanted to know. Oh, someone just commented on something that showed up in my thing. Let me say one other thing before I get into my topic. Autism in our home right now is a lot of really controlling behaviors. And someone just messaged me and they're like, what if you just, like, tell him no? I have a twitch. You just tell him no. We don't use the word no in our house. I'm kidding. Oh my gosh, that's a total joke. Um, Trust me when I say we've tried no. But one of the things that we're dealing with right now, and this happens every winter, or fall, this happens every fall. So right now it's getting dark at like 7 o'clock, whatever the exact time is. Cooper loves the dark. So I think a lot of it has to do is he likes the way that light illuminates off his iPad. He likes taking pictures of things with his iPad. And so he is starting to turn off all the lights. And I was eating dinner tonight with Winnie, and I would say probably 5 times he comes in and turns the lights off. And it wasn't like quite we actually had a very late dinner tonight, and we probably ate about 6:30. That's very late for us. Normally, we eat at like 5:30, but, we had some snacks after school and stuff. And so it was like dusk, and so, like, I'm, like, sitting there in the dark. And so then I get up and turn the light back on, and then he's sitting down, and, like, he'll, like, turn around and giggle and, like, come back and, like, turn them off. And what's hard, and people adjacent to us don't understand, is he's not being bad. Like, this is the part that I think is, like, confusing to people and probably to me. It's not like he's like, "I'm gonna make my mom mad and turn the lights off." In his mind, he's like, "I really like when the lights are off. I'm just gonna turn the lights off." And so, like, we'll be in this is our, like, where I'm pointing over here, Rachel, like, I'm pointing over here, and, like, I was, like, folding laundry, and when he was playing Barbies, and, like, he comes and turns the lights off. And he, like, giggles, like, it's hard, it's really disruptive. And, it just got me thinking about, like, the long winter ahead, like, the long winter, like, Little House on the Prairie, the long winter. Like, the darkness is coming. Isn't it like Game of Thrones? I don't know, I don't watch that show, but it's coming, and the darkness. But there are things for anyone that wants to do this. There are, you can get these plastic covers for your light switches, and we've done them at other houses. We move a lot. We're done moving, but we've moved a lot. And you can put these plastic clear switches over your light switch, so they have to, like, open them to turn the light off. I always say with home modifications, it's hard to, I always say it's hard to take the first step for a home modification. Like, who wants to lock their bathroom? Or who wants to, put a keypad lock on their pantry? Who wants to lock their fridge? No one wants to do those things. You have to survive. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yes. Yes. Do you know the song that we sing in our house all the time? Like, even Jamie. We're like, "Ooh, child." How's that go? "It's gonna get easier." Like, we sing that all the time. Sad. And you can just get them on Amazon. Okay, but let me tell you my point of my video, because I want to go watch my show for a little bit. I just started Big Little Lies I bought the HBO Max for a month because I want to watch Big Little Lies. And my husband texted me and he's like, "Did you buy Cinemax?" And I was like, "Is that still a thing? And wasn't it Skinemax?" And I was like, "No, I did not buy a soft porn channel." I bought HBO the Max. I'm like, "Oh, funny." Can you imagine if I'm, like, sitting down here like, chicka bow wow, bow wow. Jamie comes walking in. Oh gosh. No, I did not. So, for the longest time, many years, I will tell you, I feel like I didn't have a lot of positive things to share about, I'll just say, about autism. I didn't. We were ages 4 to 8 were really hard. Cooper lived in kind of a frozen state or a regression state. And so I feel like I didn't have a lot of wins to share. And it was hard for me in those years to watch typically developing children and other children with autism who were different than Cooper, who were developing and, reaching goals and reaching milestones. And so if this touches one mom or one dad out there, up until age 8, we lived in a really tough place. I think I have a sentence in my book. We had no good days. We had okay days, and we had hard days, and we had sad days. And it's hard to share that stuff because, people judge you and they think that you're negative. And trust me, I'm far from negative. Got a rainbow shoved up my, what, boom, chicka, bow, wow. But it got to me. I hit my bottom. Right after I had Harbor, and Cooper, we couldn't leave the house, and it was hard. And I needed so badly to just find another child like him or another similar child and know what their successes were. And to put it honest, like, I wanted to know, whether you say profound autism or severe autism or whatever you say, what does that look like at 12 and 13? Like, tell me, like, paint me a picture, like, tell me the joys and tell me the good things. And I want you to know there's so many. So I want to tell you 3 really awesome things that I think that have happened in, Dawn, I get it. Oh, age 6 is so hard. It was so hard for us. I know. But I want to tell you 3 and I could tell you a lot more awesome things that have happened. And then I'm going to tell you one sad thing, just one sad thing, because I have to put it in the universe so it doesn't own me. That's kind of how Hannah, it was a tough week. Girlfriend, it was a tough week. So the first thing that I want to tell you is that I was doing some chatting with Cooper. We were chatting back and forth. And yes, he's non-speaking, and we have conversations. If you've met Cooper, and many of my friends on here, and many of you are my friends, you've met Cooper. And while he is non-speaking, he is so communicative. Like, he has sign language, a speech device. He can type, he can text, he shows you pictures, he communicates with movies. He just has like so many different ways that he communicates. Now, do I know what happened at school? No. Do I know what he wants to be when he grows up? No. Do I know if he's worried about his friend who's sick? No. But we can have a full conversation about taking the Amtrak to Chicago and staying in a hotel and going to a restaurant and wearing headphones and 2 sleeps and eating on the train. And we can talk about all of this. It's amazing. And so we were chatting back and forth, and he had his speech device, and then I often write things. And he typed the words restaurant, hotel, and water park. I had no idea that he knew how to do that. I had no idea that he could identify, spell, share those words. Cooper doesn't go to restaurants. So, I mean, like that's a pretty foreign word to him. He just doesn't go to restaurants. He doesn't. And so he typed out restaurant, and I said, buddy, going to restaurants is really hard for you. I talked to Cooper like he's 13. I'm like, it's really hard for you. You would need to wear headphones. You would need to be able to sit there and wait. And it's always been no. Like, he doesn't want to. That's his no. I know that's different for other kids, but this is his no. And he looked at me and he typed headphones. No lie. And I go, do you want to wear headphones? And he was like, yeah. He has never willingly worn headphones. We've tried it for 13 years. It's been worked into programs and therapy, and it's never worked. And so this was the first time he was interested, cared, wants to try. And I was like, that's amazing. So now he has asked me, and I haven't dug the headphones out yet. He has asked me numerous times to wear headphones. And so that would open up so many doors for him. Like, we could probably go to like a Minnesota Twins game with Cooper and Sawyer, and Cooper could have his headphones and watch his pad, and it wouldn't be too loud. Like, we could go to a restaurant. We could maybe try, different places. And I want to be clear, just so no one scolds me. Cooper is not always watching shows. A lot of times he's just listening to music. It's a really calming thing for him. And we are fully okay with that. 100%. So I get a lot of scolding, like, why does he have an iPad all the time? Well, first, and second, it's his comfort item, and we're fine with it. So just trust my parenting that we're doing our best, and we're fine with it. Okay, that's one. Number two, this one like might not make sense to you, but I think it will to some of you. So we were told that Cooper would probably most likely never learn to read, and he can read. Now, can he read a chapter book? I don't think so. But he can listen to a story read out loud and answer questions because he does at school. But he can also like read. He did something amazing the other day. This is another thing. Oh, I cannot remember what it was, but I wanted to share it. We were driving somewhere and I said something and he corrected me with the right word. Like, I wish I could think of the example. It will come to me, but I was like amazed. So Cooper has amazed us with that. But now math has never been a priority to me with Cooper. There's just been too many other things. So he has a great teacher who I think works on math with him and amazes me all the time. But so we were driving the other day to go pick up Winnie and from daycare, which is a big deal. It's hard for him to walk into daycare. And so I'm sorry, I have an itch like on my back. So we were driving and one of his words that he says so amazing is bus. Bus. It is probably his clearest word. And so if we're driving, he points to a bus. So like, let's say we pass 5 buses. Bus. 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 He also at stoplights, he says stop and O for go. That's amazing. So we were driving. It's a 10-minute drive to daycare. And he goes, bus. I'm like, yeah, there is one bus. Bus. I'm like, you have seen 2 buses. Yeah. You guys, he counted to 12. He counted 12 buses. When he got to 10, and then this was 11, and then this was 12. He has never counted things like that before, like with a space in between, because like maybe there was another minute before we saw another bus. He remembered that he was at 8 and did 9. I looked at him and I'm like, you are a gosh darn genius. Like, I had no idea that you could do that. And then he's like so proud of himself and he like laughs. Like, he's like, yes, he has never done that. Now I know my 5-year-old can do that. So I know, but just these milestones, when you wait so long and part of your heart gives up and part of your heart doesn't care. And even if it happens, and then part of you is like, maybe it will happen. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, you just counted to 12. You counted 12 buses. Amazing. Like, blew my mind. Second thing, he, Adrian texted me. He walked into, so normally when we go pick up Winnie from daycare, it's pretty hard for Cooper to walk in. Not that he's bad, but he, like sits down and like refuses to leave. So it's a lot to get him to go to daycare. And so the other thing is he cannot safely sit in the car alone. That's a challenge with a 13-year-old. He can't sit in the car alone. What if he got out and ran away? What if someone knocked on the window? What if the car alarm went off? What if there was a fire? I'm being funny, but like, he can't sit in the car alone. So, and that's hard, like running into a gas station or, just different challenges that are arising as he's getting older. But I was alone with the kids. My husband was gone and I'm like, okay, Cooper. So we pulled in the driveway and we parked in the parking lot. And I said to him, like, do you want to come in? Or do you want me to have mommy call and have Winnie be brought out, which they don't normally do, but they've done it for me a few times. And he's like, go. I'm like, "You wanna go in the daycare?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh boy, let's do it." And the other reason why I was comfortable doing it too, well, more comfortable, I had my autism walk on Saturday, and like 5 or 6 of Winnie and Harbor's teachers from preschool came to the walk. Like, they signed up and supported our family. I cried when I saw them there. Like, they don't have autism in their lives, and, like, they came and supported our family. Like, I was just like, "Oh my gosh, you guys came." It just meant so much to me. It just meant so much. "Hey, Robin, your banana bread was phenomenal." So, in we walk, and we went in so first they have, like, a little lending library when you walk in. So Cooper filled his arms up with books, and I'm like, "We'll bring them back. You can borrow them." But I was like, "We'll bring all these back." So we go in, and all the kids, there's like probably like they're all 3, and there were like 10 kids like sitting in a circle, which is amazing. And Cooper goes and sits down on the rug. And when Winnie saw him, because he's never went in her room before, I don't think. When Winnie saw him, she's like, "Pooper, that's my brother Pooper." She calls him Pooper. And I was like, "Yeah, Cooper's here." And she's like, "He came in." And, like, it was so cute. It was so cute. So then he was sitting on the rug, and he was, like, looking at books, and I was like, "Well, I guess we're here for the next 3 hours." So I looked at him, and I was like, "Do you want a cake pop?" And he's like, "Yes." And I was like, "Get in the car." He got right up and walked out, and I was like, "I am mother expert level parenting. I have navigated autism and toddlers and free books and cake pops." Like, I was like, I couldn't believe it. It was great. And normally, I wanna be clear, he would have sat there for 20 minutes and, like, read a book and, like, refused to leave. So, it was amazing. It was just great. Okay, do I have one more other I have one other more positive thing to share with you. So Cooper is a hoarder, and we call it treasure collecting, but he's a hoarder straight up. And it's really morphed over the years. So, like, in the beginning of his hoarding days, it was, like, thousands of items, like, spread all over. Robin, he brought the books home. He was able to borrow them, and then I brought them back the next day. So, it used to be, like, 1,000 items everywhere and exhausting and frustrating, and I can admit that. As he's gotten older, he's a teenager now, it started to morph where, like, he has piles of DVD cases, piles of paper, and he has a cupboard that he keeps everything in. And he'll sit down and take things out and look at them and stim on them. Maybe, like, take out, like, 20, magazine pages and then put the rest back. And I'm not gonna take you to our living room, but, like, my supporters know this because they see I share this a lot. "Come join my supporter group, it's amazing." But I show them my living room a lot, and, like, it's not aesthetically pleasing. Like, we have 4 kids, like, Winnie's Barbies are here, and it's like, he's allowed to have his stuff. He doesn't like, he's not into toys. He's not a Lego kid or a Magna-Tiles kid. He likes paper and DVDs, so he gets his space too. That's what he likes. Well, he's going through a little bit of OCD, and I don't know if it's from puberty. I don't know. His friend is sick. I think that has to do with it. He's a little anxious about this Amtrak trip, and he's become like obsessively cleaning. Now, I know that that sounds good in theory, but he hides everything we own. Like, if we set something out, it's put away in one of the places he deems putting things away. Harbor drew a picture of him playing hockey, of himself playing hockey. It was gone. Brushes, diaper wipes, think of things that you set on your counter, like set on your coffee table, books, paper, mail, um, he hid my passport. Well, he's not hiding it. My passport, Don, thank you. It's like it sounds good in theory, and like he picks like he's like pick the laundry room for whatever reason. And so like he always this has actually changed in the last week. Cooper, it's normal for him to have 10 blankets. It's very so this is like one of his favorites. Like it's normal for him to have like 10 blankets and he carries them everywhere he goes. And like shuffles and he has like blankets. That's Cooper. Now he picks up all the blankets and puts them in the laundry room. He'll use one and then he puts the rest away. Like it like blows my mind like how this switch has happened. I think it's a touch of OCD because it's a little obsessive. And so, yes, the remotes, Jessica. He puts the remotes away. Here's a weird one. In our living room, we have a charging station, a docking station. And so we put our devices in there and it has cords. You can keep everything in one place. He takes all the cords out and puts the cords underneath so it's not charging. Like it's so bizarre. Like Jamie, my husband will say to him like, dude, your favorite thing is your iPad and now you can't charge it. So like frustrating, confusing, exhausting, right? Like, but the whole thing is perfectly clean. It's perfectly clean. And so he has this cupboard and there is like, I am telling you, thousands of items in there. It's like magazines, postcards, paper, books, anything that he has scooped up in there. It's so crowded that it's actually broken the shelves and it's his cupboard and it's fine. We'll fix it when we're past this, right? And so yesterday he sits down in front of it. Oh yeah, he put the ottoman in the fireplace. Yes, we can't even have our ottoman out. You know where your ottoman that you put your feet on? He put it in the fireplace. So he goes and sits down and I walk by and I'm like, are you cleaning your cupboard? And he looks at me like I'm like silly. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. He put all the magazines in a pile, all the books in a pile. I didn't know he knew how to do this. And then he went and got the garbage can and brought the garbage can and set it and started throwing stuff away. Cooper has never thrown anything away. He has never organized like that. I didn't know he knew that the garbage could go over there. Like you have to lift the garbage out of the can. He did that. He threw things away. I've never seen him throw anything away. And I was like, I hope there's nothing important in there. So I had to go through it. Like I was worried, like legit, my like birth certificate was in there because he's like such a hoarder. I will find things that will blow your mind. And he did have some photos in there and like that he had scooped up a photo of our first house. So I don't have that anymore. So I wanted to like, well, I think he threw all his paper away. My supporters know that he had like 10,000 pieces of paper, construction paper. When I got home from my trip, it was gone. I don't know where it is. Like, did he throw it? Did he bring it out to the garbage can? So I think when we have these kiddos like Cooper that are 5 and 6 and 7, and we're like, what does success look like? Like, what is an amazing thing? I will tell you, I'm amazed every day by something he does. I'm truly amazed every day. Like when he tattled on his brother, or told me where his brother was hiding for hide and seek today, I could not believe it. So I want to give hope. I want to give realistic hope. I'm like, back when Cooper was younger, if I was to search like autism hope, it was like autistic child who's non-speaking wakes up and suddenly says 1,000 words. Well, that's not our story. Sorry, that's not our story. But he is doing things that I never thought possible. Never. And I am so proud of him. Okay, so I have one sad thing to tell you, and I just like to always be really honest because for a lot of years I wasn't. And a lot of years I was scared to share, and then I realized that I'm not alone and there's lots of other moms and dads out there and grandparents and caregivers. And I'm not alone. And I think if we normalize our fears and talk about them, that's how we're going to do better for our kids when they're older. So today, Cooper had, I've been a little disconnected with school because Dexter, and it's just been a lot. Cooper's friend is sick. And so, oh, I just got funny. I just got a text from Dexter's mom. Her ears must be burning. So we had a text this morning that today was the fun run. So our schools have fun runs where like the school raises money. Like you can like, I think they're pretty common marathons. And I had totally forgot about it. And one of the moms texted this morning, "Did you donate for the fun run?" And I was like, "Oh, I forgot." So like I donated my money and then went on with my day. And so when Cooper got home today, I was like, "How was the fun run?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What'd you do?" And he's like, "Yeah." So a little bit about Cooper, no matter what I ask him, every answer is yes. Unless I say, "Do you want a big bowl of broccoli?" Then it's no. But 99% of what I ask him is yes. And whether it's true or not, it's just who he is. And you'll hear from other kids where everything's no. It's just, and so while he can communicate now with me about things that he, like the Amtrak, he's not going to tell me about his day. He's not going to tell me anything. So I have these waves of grief that hit me as we're entering teenagehood now. Like we're entering this new stage, right? Like we're looking at 17 and 18 and 19 and 20, and we're starting to think about those things. So I was like washing dishes, I think is what I was doing. And I turned back and I all of a sudden was hit with this, like, it was like a realization. And I was like, Cooper's most likely going to end up in a group home. That's where he's going to have to live after I pass. And that is a whole nother video that I cannot talk about yet. I'm still not there yet. I'm not able to talk or plan or think. I just can't. But I can say the words. I can say them. And so I was thinking, I will know nothing about his day. I will know nothing unless I go there, unless someone else tells me about his day. So let's say he's 40 or 50. I call, he can't tell me anything. Someone else is going to have to tell me. It just like broke me. I like hunched over and, tears came in my eyes and I felt sick to my stomach. And I was like, am I never going to have a conversation with him about how he's doing in his day and what he's doing tomorrow? Like, well, I let it wash over me. So I want to tell you, and this is to the parents that are, newer in this. I ran from these feelings for a long time because they made me sad and they made me scared. And now I have to start thinking about them. I have to, because I may have to be okay with never knowing about his day unless I go there. I will always be at the mercy of someone else telling me. And if they don't have time, if I don't get a note, I have no idea what happened in his day. I have no idea today what happened. I can't tell you one thing that happened in his day. And that part is not any easier. It's just not. And I think we get stronger and we get more resilient. But that part has not gotten easier. And like, I'll tell you, like, so Cooper's face right now is really chapped. It's something that happens to him every fall. He gets a runny nose. He doesn't know how to sniff. He doesn't know how. And so it drips and then he goes like this. It's tough. It's tough. And so if you look at him right now, he's very chapped and it really looks really painful already. Like it's been like 2 days of like, and it's here. And so it's like, I wish I could ask him, like, buddy, were you outside today? Or is that from the wind? Was that from the fun run? Or are you wiping? Or does your face hurt? Do you want some cream? Oh, it just sucks. It just stinks. It just stinks. Like, did he have fun today? Did he have a meltdown? Did he not want to do it? Did he stay inside? I don't know. It's hard. And I'm doing this thing now where I picture him at 40 and I picture him at 50. And I just think, am I going to have to go to this group home every single day to make sure because he can't talk to me? I don't know. Of course I'm going to go every day. I'm going to be his visitor. Of course. It was a rabbit hole. I stepped in the rabbit hole. I'm out now. I'm fine. But I'm trying to lean in and just feel. And I think if we can just talk about it, we can talk. Okay. It's 10 to 10. If you're on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, can you, if you haven't commented, can you say hi? These videos get seen by more people. If the more comments there are, it gets like spread out, little insider baseball. So if you just say hi or share it or comment or something, that's how I know that I'm reaching people and hopefully helping them and normalizing these conversations. It's important to me. Okay. Tomorrow, Harbor has hockey. He's so excited. Sawyer, oh my gosh, Sawyer's doing this thing called BizTown where he has to it's something that they do in 6th grade. And he is, he has a sign over here. It says, vote for Sawyer for photographer. So he's having a friend come over tomorrow and they're going to make his signs for photographer. And then what else do we have tomorrow? I think that's it. We're going to just kind of clean and wash everything we own. Oh, and look what I have here. If you have not pre-ordered, remember to pre-order, everybody. This is my new book that I wrote with Carrie and Adrian, and I cannot wait for you guys to read it. I'm so excited. I can throw a link up for this too. And if you order from this booksellers website that I'm going to share, you can get 15% off. So the code is Love Booksellers. I will share that for you all so you can order that. Okay. Good night, everyone. I will check in tomorrow. Goodbye. Bye-bye.